Hey there, game gurus. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different. Instead of talking about like a video game or a computer or something along those lines, this little guy right here, this is an old Casio black and white television. Now I've had this for ages, and honestly I don't remember exactly when I got it. I did buy it new at Caldors in all places, and I got it for like $50 back, I want to say 82, I really don't remember. I couldn't even find this exact model anymore when I did some searches in Google to try and find out when it was released and so forth. Take a look at this little TV set. Again, not much you could do with it these days because regular standard definition TV doesn't exist anymore, but it does have an AV input, and we can take a little look at what we kind of had back in the day when TVs first started coming out. Let's have a look at this little Casio black and white television on Glenn's Retro Show. Okay, so this is basically it here. I paid about $50 or $60 back in the day at Caldors when they were around, and it is a black and white television. Now, back in the early 80s, having a television of any kind in your room was a big deal. Now, in our household, we had one 25-inch color TV set, which was in the main family room, and I think I want to say around 83, I actually had gotten a small 10-inch GE TV in the room. But still, having one you could take with you was a huge, amazing thing back then. So this is everything that was included with it. It did come with an AC adapter, which you have right here, and it looks like it is 6 volts, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a closer look. Yeah, 6 volts, 200 milliamps on here, and this thing still does work, believe it or not, after all these years. It did come with a nice little leather style carrying case, protective case. It came with this right here, which is really just it's an antenna. There is an antenna built in, but sometimes you may not be able to open up the big antenna, so they gave this like little cable antenna. Now what this is a little unusual because this TV set, this isn't the screen. Let me show you the TV set itself. Let me get a little closer here. So here is a TV, but this is a screen, but this is not what you look at. Let's take a look at the side first. So here we have an external antenna in, which you can use for this cable, or you can plug in an external like game system with the proper adapter. We have right here a video in, so you can actually, if you have composite, you can just send video here. There's no way to put in audio as far as I know, but you can send video. So if you had like a camcorder, I guess you could put it in here. And you have an AC adapter here. Now on the back, we can see right here, here's the model number. If anyone can find this, I couldn't find anything. It's a Citizen LCTV model Y5-0231. Again, I want to say I got this around 82 at Caldors, but I really can't say for 100% sure. See, here is the telescoping antenna. You can see the tip did break off, which is very common for these antennas, so it's kind of hard to get that thing out at this point. Now inside here is where we would put in the batteries, and it took 4 AAA batteries. It's kind of weird how they made I guess it's easier to get the batteries out this way, but you could put in 4 AAA batteries here, actually in here, and then you slide this thing back in. So I always left it in. I put the batteries in and out regardless, but it could also run an external power, obviously, but if you're taking it portable, you do want to use batteries. And of course, the batteries lasted okay, but a couple hours worth, and you're probably going to have to replace the batteries. Now, on the other side here, we have the brightness for the black and white display. This is not color. This is old black and white LCD technology. Volume control, a headphone jack. Now, on the front here, there's a button that says push. Then on the top right here, we have our main on and off button. We have our speaker. We have our 3 different tunings. So we have all the way over here, channels 3 on the VHF. Your channel 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe that's it for this one. Then you go to the middle. And then you can scroll back down. You have channel 13, 12, 11, 9, 7, and that's it for that one. Then you have the UHF, which there were some channels here. There wasn't too many. 14, I believe it goes up to like 50, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 83, and then that stops. Now, back when I had this TV set, we only had TV on channels 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. That was it. And then UHF, you kind of scroll through there when you're homesick and you just see if you can find anything. But you can see there's a pocket LCD television by Citizen. Now Citizen was more famous for making like watches and stuff like that. But since I guess they were getting into LCD watches around this time, they took a portray in these little portable TVs. Now again, what's that push button for? Like I said, this is not the screen. Now one of the big problems with TVs or anything outside is sunlight. A lot of reflection on the screen you can't see. So press the little button right here. This thing actually opens up, and it's like you look on the mirror. So the LCD is here, but the more light you get, this was actually better because the light would go in through here, the sunlight goes in through here, and you would look on the mirror. Now the good thing is during the daytime, that was a really good thing. The more sun hitting it, the better the screen looked. Because back in the day, again, technology's gotten much better nowadays. But back then, the sun would just wash out. You would see nothing. Not that you get really good contrast here, but the more sunlight, it's better. Now, the problem was at night. So what do you do at night? So we're going to close it down for a second. So they also included this, which is a Citizen backlight unit. So this has the ability for putting some light. Again, this has batteries in here, two AA batteries. Now, this was well before real LEDs. You know, it was more like regular light bulbs back in the day, maybe fluorescent lights. So this used like a panel. It was a luminescent panel on here. Again, it doesn't get very bright. I don't know if it's just because it's old or if that's all it ever did. I don't know if you can even tell. I'll put it on an angle. There's on. So it did brighten up. And there's off. On. Off. So what you would do at nighttime, or if there's not enough sunlight, or if you're in your room under the sheet so your parents don't know you're awake, you'll put that on like so, and you see there's nothing there now, but it does make the screen bright enough to see. So again, this was really revolutionary back in the day, even though this looks kind of big. You know, it's still, again, back in the day, you had humongous CRT TV sets. Maybe you had, if you were lucky, a 5-inch portable TV set, but again, those took lots of batteries and they were huge and bulky. This actually could fit in your pocket. If you took this thing off, this absolutely would fit in your pocket, no problem. It's smaller than a Game Boy for sure, a regular Game Boy, maybe about the same size maybe as the smaller revision Game Boy. But let's take a look at some of the picture quality. Again, there's not too much you can do. I actually had something over here that I was trying to get working again. Again, I had this back in the day, and you're like, what the heck is this thing? So this actually was a transmitter. This actually was a TV transmitter. So you would plug this thing into your power, and you'd plug in, this was RF out, so it had to be video in, and you would tune it to a channel, like 2 through 7. And I got it to work. This thing's very old as well. This is definitely from the mid-80s, and probably needs to have the capacitors replaced. I was able to barely get a signal for smidgen, but the picture was just so hard. But again, so I was kind of hoping to do it wirelessly and think, oh, look, everyone, we're still getting old TV channels. They still broadcast, but it did not, and this doesn't really work. So much for that. So we're going to have to use a cable plugged into the side. So that's what we'll do right now. I have a DVD player, and I'm really just going to plug this thing in and just show you guys what the picture quality is on it. Okay, so like I said, we're going to plug in power. That'll be the first thing I connect. That's going to go in this little cable here on the side, a small, tiny little barrel jack. We're going to plug that into the side, and I'm going to plug that into power. Again, this could run off of batteries. You see the volume is up, and the unit was on, so turn the volume down. So you see, you don't really see anything there. You can kind of see some static, but you're really supposed to look at it like this. Not that you can really see much more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the backlight on here and turn that on, and hopefully you'll see a little bit better. You can kind of see the static there, because of course we're not transmitting on standard definition anymore. Everything's high definition digital, and this is all analog. But I'll just turn the volume down just a smidgen. You can see we can adjust the contrast, kind of. But again, the contrast is not going to be very good. This is very old LCD technology. I'm actually amazed, impressed. This thing works at all anymore. So next thing I'm going to do is I am going to connect a coax cable with a little adapter. You can see it's coax going to this little adapter here, phono type or RCA type plug. And I'm going to plug this into the side over here under the external antenna. So now what we need to do is try and tune this in. Now I have a DVD playing right now, and let's go back down to here. I think channel 3 is where we want to go. So we're going to go channel 4. Oh, there we go. So there is what we would see back in the day. I'm going to see if I can just contrast a little bit. It is really hard to see. But this is actually the 1980 movie Flash Gordon.
Prepare her for our pleasure. Forget it, Ming. Dale's with me.
Flash!
Stay back.
Don't Flash, they'll kill you!
So again, if this was running on batteries and this was on regular television, this is what you would kind of expect picture quality wise. I'm going to try and get a little bit closer so you guys can really kind of see what that looks like. So again, if I turn this the other way, I don't know if you see a picture or not, but let's see. Let's put the backlight the other way. Yeah, you really can't see it. Yeah, you really can't. But let's go back the other way. You can see right now, you can't really see the picture, you see me more, but once you start putting this on, again, outside in bright sunlight, that's really what you wanted. You can see there is some Flash Gordon. So believe it or not, back in the day, I actually did play Atari, Pong, on this machine. You can see right now it's a little dark. But again, this TV set, I'm impressed. There's the capacitors. There's all original capacitors in here. That this thing works at all is quite amazing. So let me get a game console and see if I can plug something in here just to show you guys what it would look like back in the early 80s trying to play your video games or watching TV, as you can see right now, on this tiny little machine back in the day. Go, Flash, go! Savior of the universe!
Stop all engines. Repel boarders.
So why not try a system that was pretty much born of that same era? The Sears Telegames version of Atari's Pong. Let's hook this up and see how it looks on the little TV. Okay, we have the Sears Telegames version of Atari's Pong. This runs on 4D batteries. Right now, that's what I have in here. It can run on 9 volts, but right now I'm running on D batteries. And we have this lovely little connector here that I had to make up to make sure it connects. I just didn't have the right one handy. But it is set on channel 3. Let's turn this on and see what happens. And there it is. We have some Pong. So this is how we played games back in the day. I'm going to do this myself, playing as a one player, which is really going to be hard because I'm completely going to be upside down and looking in the wrong direction. But let's give it a try. Ooh. My paddles need to be fixed. Oh, I got it. There we go, I can play forever now. Let's see what a more modern game system would look like on this tiny little black and white TV from the early 80s. So I don't want to go super advanced, but hey, let's see what a PS2 Slim will look like on this little TV.
Topside! Fire!
So that's really it. I mean, it's not too much you can really do with this. It's really just more of a fun thing. I've always wanted to just try out and see what it is. I have lots of other TV sets or normal CRTs. I'll probably do some videos on them as well, just, you know, playing games where they used to be played. But I did used to play some things on this. I did play my Atari on this. I did play ColecoVision on this at times. Back then it was, you know, something to do, make the games a little bit different. There wasn't a lot of choices back then. But I absolutely did watch, you know, TV on this. Now when you were in the car, regular antennas were not the best, so you might get more static and than actually seeing anything. But again, back then, this was like having an iPhone or you know, a Pixel 7 in your pocket, or what we now would consider, you know, handheld like the Switch or something like that. Just because it was entertainment on the go. Okay, it was the dark ages, but it was still fun. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was just something different to do, and you know, these that go relatively cheap. We do see them on like eBay. You can't do a lot with them, but they're a cool conversation piece if nothing else. So that's it for today's video. I do hope you like it. If you did, please like, subscribe, tell your friends. But remember, no matter what you do or how you play your games, just remember to have fun, tell your family and friends that you love them, and game on. Game on. Sit, Blue, sit. Good dog.